Hey, I'm Mike, and today I'm showcasing Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. He allows us to pay 2 life for any black pips on spells we cast. And to compensate, he also has lifelink and grows bigger as we cast the black spells. He costs 4 generic mana and 3 Phyrexian black, so usually we would be aiming to cast him on turn 3, maybe 4 for the 4 generic and 6 life. And from then on, we just hope to cast as many spells as possible, get Kirik's power and toughness very high up, attack with him perhaps, gain the life back, rinse and repeat. Now, the deck is mainly built around multiple combos. We have, 3, maybe 4. The most fun combo we have in our deck is Peer into the Abyss, making our opponents draw half of their deck, and then we punish them for it through either Bowmasters or Shield Ready Apocalypse. So it's a 2-card combo, fairly easy to assemble. We play plenty of tutors. Pretty good time. Another combo we play is a recent classic from Standard. We play Rush of Dread in combination with Bloodletter of Aquazots. It makes them lose half of their life, which then Bloodletter doubles, so they lose all of their life. Our third combo is Veto, Thorn of the Duskrows in combination with Exquisite Blood. For a very simple, opponent loses life, we gain life. If we gain life, opponent loses life. So we attack our opponent and then they just become dead. We can attack with everything we have, use the ability on Veto, give everything lifelink. So even if they block and we deal some damage to their creatures, through the lifelink we gain life and then opponent loses. And finally, this is not quite an infinite combo, but it might as well be. We have Willis, Broker of Blood. In combination with Shieldred, we can draw our whole deck and get infinite life. And from then on, we can then use the life to pay for the spells through Kirik, and we should be able to assemble a win. We will only be able to pay life for the black pips, so perhaps we need to find a dark ritual or something else to help us move through the game. We should be able to get to a win through that, especially since we are putting -1/-1 on opponent's creatures. Now, building the deck is reasonably tricky because we need to be able to ramp to cast Kirik soon. Turn 4 Kirik is probably not good enough, especially if we don't have a good follow-up. Number 2 point, if we ramp, in black, that really just means artifacts or colorless spells, and we cannot pay for these with Kirik. So it's a tricky balance. We need the ramp, but if we get the ramp after we cast Kirik, the game falls apart. So we need to have just the right amount. The most important spell in our deck is by far Dark Ritual. It costs 1 black, which can be paid through Kirik, and then it gives us 3 black mana that we can spend on anything else, including the generic mana that is in other costs. Another thing to keep in mind is that even if we cast Kirik, we still need to have some kind of a follow-up. A good one is Phyrexian Obliterator, because it only costs 4 black pips, so we can play Kirik on turn 3, maybe 4, then immediately follow up with the Phyrexian Obliterator, paying 8 life for it instead of the 4 mana. And then, if we have that on the battlefield, we are in a pretty decent position. And because we are in black, we don't have good protection for Kirik. We have a few indestructible effects. We have, of course, revive spells where if Kirik dies, then we can put it back. Generally, that is not something that happens too often to Kirik. He gets exiled through Swords of Plowshares, or blue decks will just counter him or bounce him. So I tried to build this deck as a reaction to Nadu, Winged Wisdom. I was thinking that maybe having enough board vibes, removal, the sacrifice effects would help get past Nadu's triggered ability. Maybe even get the combo pieces out, because perhaps they don't expect them and they don't really understand how the deck works. I'll be honest, the deck doesn't really work that well. I'll showcase a few games where I win so that I can at least show you the combos and the fun that there is to be had with Kirik. It being mono black just doesn't cut it these days, not even in Brawl. So yeah, that is Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. Thanks for sticking around. Now let's get to the gameplay.
Well, we have a good hand. We have the Shambling Ghost as a ramp, and then we have 3 lands. This is decent. Let's start with the Shambling Ghost. And then next turn we will probably play a tapped land and Ashnod. Yeah, opponent doesn't wait to crack, which is fine. We are in black, so it's not like we will impact their decision all that much. And they get a bubble, sure. Do they crack it as well? They do crack it, very good. Alright, we let that resolve. Get an obliterator. Put the Ashnot on the battlefield. And hit our opponent. Anyway. Are they going to... Oh, opponent knows what's up. Well, we attack. We sacrifice the Ghast. We create a treasure. We pass. We play Crick. Taking 6 damage. And then we play the Obliterator. Taking another 8 damage. And we pass. Not too bad for a turn 3 of magic. Okay. Pirates pillage. Does our opponent have any removal? They have to remove Kirek, I would think. Also, a different question. Oh, okay, so I was going to ask, are we going to play the March for 0? But yeah, I would think here we will get rid of the breach and kill the lootmonger. Okay, that's good enough. Fair enough, fair enough. Bye. Okay, well, we have 1 land, but we have Dark Ritual. So this hand has potential. Dark Ritual with only 1 land is really tricky. We need to draw at least 1 more land. So what we will do here is we will play the Serrated Scorpion so that we have a creature for the village rights. And then if we don't draw a land on our second turn, we will attack and then village right the Scorpion. Hopefully we will draw into a land there. Opponent's playing Tamayo, so we are hoping to get either a Shield Red or Bowmasters. Alright. Tamayo is on the battlefield. And we didn't get a land. That's rough. Alright, well, we attack. Just in case our opponent doesn't block, because they may be afraid to lose Tamayo. No, they have no fear. Okay, whatever. We sack the Serrated Scorpion, and we pray for a land. We do find it, but it was scary for a second. Get a Freebooter on the battlefield, and next turn we have Dark Ritual into Kirek, into Thoughtseize with protection for destroy effects. Very nice. Of course we are risking getting the Kirek countered, so we will Thoughtseize first. They have a plane counter spell. Disallow that they cannot cast. Salty that they would have to sack for. I mean exile. Sure, well let's take the counter spell. And let's cast Kirek. If they evoke the Salty, that's fine. We need to get the cards out of their hand. They look... Yeah, I was gonna say, they look like they are trying to cast this solidly. Yeah, I will put it on the top of our libraries, which was a mistake, unless we can get treasure from the freebooter. Well, perhaps not, because what we want to do next turn is kill the Tamayo. Actually, we'll probably end up killing the Malcolm. I think it is the stronger card. Yeah. We got a disallow out of our opponent's hand, and we hit them for 1. Let's see if our opponent chooses to transform Tamayo here. They can crack 2 clues. They already drew 1 card from Malcolm. And they, of course, drew 1 card at the beginning of their turn, so... yeah, they are transforming here.
This is not just a battle of arms, but of ideas.
-1, -0 on the freebooter is not what we wanted. Well, we missed our land drops, so I don't know. Let's just cast the Signing Blood over a land. The next turn we do nothing. Yeah, well, that's... I mean, we love Bowmasters, but we cannot cast them. So, yeah, whatever. Our only hope here is opponent taps out for a large draw spell, and we flash in the Bowmasters. That's kind of the only hope. Yeah, they +2 Tamayo again.
Respect
They are
the library.
They are close to the ultimate. They get draw from Malcolm. It triggers at 4, or not triggers, but it gives them the free spell on 4 counters, I believe. Yeah, 4 or more chorus counters. So, yeah. They will draw from a clue. And, well, that's a land, that's untapped. We will not put that on the top of our library. We will not do that. No point attacking because of Tamayo's ability, and we pass. Hopefully opponent taps out. Yeah, well, this is as good as it gets. If they counter the Bowmasters, we tried our best. Oh my, it actually resolved. Where do we point the damage? Well, it certainly has to be Malcolm, that's a given. And then 2 at our opponent. Now that we have Orcish Bowmasters on the battlefield, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Even if they bounce it, we can still replay it, so we have a chance. Hopefully we will also create the 3-3 army of orcs. Alright. And did we manage to kill Malcolm? Yes, we did. That's amazing. Okay, now we are very comfortable. You can also attempt to exile the Tamayo. Make them draw a card. But let's see what our
Use
opponents
your
plays first.
words.
The -1, -0 doesn't really matter that much. They didn't do anything. So... They have 6 mana. Cyclonic Rift would cost them 7. Let's cast the Master here. They spell Pierce. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter that much. Let's cast Kirik for... we have 5 mana available. Then we cannot cast Ophiomancer. Should we just play the Ophiomancer instead? I think so. And then we can protect our Bowmasters as well. So, here we go. Army gets -1, -0. We take Tamayo back down to 6.
Words can't fix
And we play the
everything.
Ophiomancer. Opponent will probably draw and show us a counter spell. Yep, they found a counter spell immediately. Good for them. Better than getting Kirik countered. They only have 2 cards, and their board presence is mediocre at best. Tamayo doesn't really do that much for them. They +2 again.
Think before you act.
Alright, yeah, we cast the One Ring. We get the protection if it resolves. We get the draw effect as well. They Gearhulk. And they will probably Oh, yeah, they'll just play counterspell. Sure. Could have been the disallow, but probably doesn't make too much of a difference there. And now we know that we cannot attack. Unless we do this. If we do this, they will... that's kind of interesting, right? They will kill the army, and we will do no damage, so that's pointless. So, yeah. They can just resolve the ultimate. They will get all the cards they want. Let's see if they can actually close the game. Yeah, the Gearhulk was clutch. If we resolved any spell there, we would be probably favorite. Opponent is thinking about drawing half of their library. Maybe they are forgetting about our Bowmasters. I hope they activate the ability. Torrential Gearhulk. If the spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Sure. So what is our opponent going to do? They need to get rid of the Bowmasters. And they get an extra on top? Sure. That means that they will be drawing extra cards. And we win the game.
I've done my research.
Very nice.
This battle won't last much longer.
We will point all the triggers at their dome. And we win. GG. Not with this hand. Well, we have village rights for the snakes from Ophiomancer. I feel like we can do better. We need some kind of a ramp. This hand is too slow. Well, this is not great either, but we have turn to Rizuk into the intent, and then we can unearth the creature if we need to. Unfortunately, we don't have turn 3 gigs. So we will probably be intenting. Ooh, nice. Well, that's lucky. Get a gigs on the battlefield and draw with Rizuk. Cavern. Cool. Oh yeah, we actually needed land. Otherwise we would not be able to play Kirik next turn. Now we are. Key to the archive is not going to... Well, actually, yeah, because it's 4 mana plus 2, and they likely have a... they likely have a land. Do we reanimate the Brontodon? Yeah, I think we actually do. So that's Phyrexian. So that we can cast Kirik. We take 6 life for that. Then we attack them. See if we get any good cards. We take the action. We take the action again. And then we will reanimate the Brontodon, taking a huge hit, but probably worth it. Not too bad for turn 4. We are at 7 life and our opponent will be casting Etali. Most curious how that will go. They will have a 7/7 on the battlefield. They transform Kirik, making it into a 4/4. Can we deal with the enchantment? Probably not, not really, but we also have a pretty good setup already. We have the Brontodon that will get +3, +4, kind of a number with the Archway, but that's fine. So we'll be at 4 mana. Avarice. Oh, they tutor. Well, that's a nice draw of the key. Good for them. What do they search for? Some kind of a board wipe. Brotherhood's End doesn't do it. Burn down the house wood. Okay, so we can get to 5 mana. Does that change anything? It makes the Brontodon larger. So we are looking at 5, 12, 16. Yeah, that does it. We can just attack. Very nice, GG. Well, with a hand like this, it should be winnable. Corruption is great. We have only a single swamp, but we also have the Radiant Fountain to get us some life. Turn 2 we play Rizuk. We have options. We could also make them sacrifice Amalia. The Rizuk is probably better. Banehound. Okay, we can play Banehound after Kirik, so that's great. We can also play the Corruption there. Voice of the Blast, well, that has to go. How do we do it? We can do the consumption now. Kill the voice. Hit them for 1. Which means that we cannot cast the edict on the same turn as we play Kirik, because it has the one neutral pip. If we played it the other way around, we would have to pay ward for Amalia, which I wanted to avoid. Let's get the field on the battlefield. And make them sacrifice Talia. No, not yet. Let's see what they play first. Alright, well, we would rather have Amalia on the battlefield, so make them sacrifice Talia. And we can push Amalia next turn. No need to do it now. Let's get a land on the battlefield. Cast Kirik for 4 life. Get Banehound out. Of course they have a removal. They always have a removal. I mean, I'll take the land. Fairly happy with that. We can just replay Kirik next turn, so that's fine. We won't even have to take that much life loss. And then we hit our opponent for 2, gaining 1 life back. Well, sure. Good for you, opponent. We will get rid of the Talia. So let's do -2, -2. Actually, we can just do -3 here to be gaining the extra life. And then we attack our opponent yet again. Or will we? Okay, yes. Opponent passed to us, it's all fine. Alright, well, slowly getting there. In the trenches does literally nothing this turn, so very happy with that. We play Kirik for 4 life. We hit our opponent for 5. Yeah, no, they have the swords. They always have the swords. Alright. Slowly chipping away at their life total. Okay, cool. They have a 5-5. And they search for Massacre Girl or Daxos. They get Daxos. Okay, whatever. Fine by me. Well, Field of Ruin doesn't do anything here. Fake Your Own Death doesn't do much either. Yeah, we just have to attack and then we will see. They will block something, so maybe we can fake it back. Yeah, let's just get it back. We also have the treasure, so we are closer to casting Kirik again, but Kirik, of course, not going to do much for us here. Not when we have no cards in our hands. We need to draw something good. We have so many good cards. We drew very little of what our deck has to offer. Opponent fabricates. And yeah, we need a board wipe, that's for sure. Can't really get to all of this. They did tap down, but the crackback would be devastating. Phyrexian Obliterator would be a nice draw. Willis, I'll take Willis. Can't really activate it yet, but the ability is great, and it's a flying 8/8. Yeah. If we attack, they just block the zombie. If we attack with the zombie and the Banehound, they kill the dog, so probably not worth it. They get back the Voice of the Blast. And they pass to us. Interesting. Do we have enough mana? No, we only have 4 mana to activate Veto, not 5. Interesting. How do we deal with this? So we have to do this anyway. And then we can attack with Willis. And now we activate. We can do that at instant speed. We don't need to do that now. So we pass. We will be drawing cards from Willis. If we get to untap with Veto, we win. Okay. We can pay twice for the ability on Willis, so we can give something -2/-2. That currently only kills the server. They have a flying 7/7. Not enough to kill us, not yet. They get a swamp, so they have 2 mana available to them. Okay, they double down on the Daxos/Hallowed Priest effect. Well, we get hit, but I don't see us losing. We drew 8 cards, and we pass. And now we can just attack all, keep Veto back, and let's see how our opponent deals. Okay, they're going to block Willis. Okay, plenty of blocks there. We activate Veto. And we move to first strike. And we win through Veto triggers. GG. And we have a decent hand, but it's probably too slow. Fake Your Own deck doesn't do anything here. Midhook Massacre, too slow. Avarice, yeah, we need to mulligan. The cards are good, but we need something faster. Speaking of faster, well, this is definitely worse, so we mulligan yet again. And, well, this is worse somehow. We mulligan again. Yeah, this is better. We get rid of the tapped land, and I guess the intervention. Is our opponent going to draw any cards? Probably not. I don't know. That's a tricky decision. If we were playing against a blue deck that can actually, well, I mean, proper blue deck that has card draw, the Bowmasters would be way better in combination with the tutor. But if they want to ramp, we will have the intervention instead, so... do we cycle? Not now. Let's see what our opponent does. That's fine. It does give them the opportunity to draw cards, so... interesting. Dark Ritual is an amazing draw. We will spend 4 life. We will Village Rite the Bowmasters. And now we can unearth it at sorcery speed. We autopay. And we pass. We could cast the intervention for 0, but there is no need. And we got 2 counters on Kirik. So let's see. Our opponent can draw here. I hope they do, because that would give us a trigger of Orcish Bowmasters. Instead, they reshape. Okay. Binding is good. Kirik goes back into our hand. And we draw. We replay Kirik. And we drop Scorpion. We also have to replay... well, not replay, we have to play the intervention. So that our Kirik is a 4-4, so that we can block the Reshaper. We lose the Ophiomancer, that is completely acceptable. It wasn't doing anything good anyway. Sign in Blood. Well, we need the cards, so... Necro Dominance and Sanitarium. We cannot afford to lose 4 life, I wouldn't think. It would make Kirik into a 6-6. Well, let's do our best. We are at 1 life, opponent kills Kirik, we kill their creatures. We go up to 7. And... they make us draw cards. I must have misread what the card does. Do we draw? I think we will. 4 cards is all we need. Target opponent draws a card. Yes. That's nice. Devourer of Destiny. Alright. Something will get exiled. It should be the Scorpion, because they don't want to give us the life. Yep, there it is. Is any bouncing happening? Yep, that's fine. We didn't have much on the board anyway. So, we have 6 mana at our disposal. We can clink their creatures. Yeah, so let's get the Yawgmoth out. And I guess we pass from here. We can clink and we can flash in the Bowmasters. Hopefully our opponent will attempt to draw. Yeah, they will draw with the Henge. Okay. Our opponent is doing something very strange. Let them draw. We could have also removed the Devourer. Do we kill it here? No, I think we just hit our opponent in the head. And then we Baleful Mastery for the student cost and make them draw one more card. And yeah. We exile the Devourer of Destiny. Make them draw one more card. Make a 7/7. Fake your own death. How do we play this? We are at 3 life. 3 life only. Do we activate Gig's Yawgmoth Praetor? I think we do. We will discard our 3 cards, target our opponent. We will get rid of Cling to Dust, Necrodominance, and the other thing. And we will get Chromatic Orrery and Echoes of Eternity. And with this mana we can now cook. We attack with the Praetor and the 7/7. They block the 7/7, of course. Yeah, we draw. Blood Letter, sure. We pass. Yeah, the Echoes don't really do much for us. We don't have too many colorless spells. The Wandering, okay. That's great for our opponent. And they found the Heuristic Study as well. That's awesome. Orcish Bowmaster is targeting, I guess, the army. And how do we do this? Do we have enough mana for the reservoir? I don't think so. So we probably have to cling for the creature here. We exile, doesn't matter. Yeah, we can afford to pay. And we get the reservoir out. And we can once again afford to pay for that as well. And then we pass. Our opponent has protection, so not much we can do there. Now that they do not have protection anymore, we will be making them draw an extra card. Okay, yeah, that's cool. We lose half of our library. They will be drawing a card. We will be hitting their face. And again. Yep, Soul Shatter. We get triggers. And we win. Very good. GG. Good opening hand, right? We have Jet Medallion, we have a 1-drop, we have removal, the curve is perfect. This is a great hand. Alright, opponent scries. We play our Shambling Ghast, we get a double land, very nice. Now we have a choice between tough choices, really. Let's attack first. If opponent blocks, we get the treasure. That would change how we do this. We have to play the archway here, because if we didn't, we would not be able to afford Kirik next turn, because we would only have 2 lands and 1 discount from the Jet Medallion, so Kirik would cost 3, but we wouldn't have enough lands. Here we play the land and make them sacrifice Imon, or do we... Now we ramp. We get the Medallion out, and if they attack we block with the Ghast. If they develop their board further, we can Languish, getting treasure from the Shambling Ghast. This is all going very well. Also, we have 2 spells to cast after we cast Kirik, the Sign in Blood as well as Not Dead After All. We can also cast for 0 the Intervention, so Kirik can become a 5/5. So it wouldn't die to Languish -4/-4. Opponent triggers Zimone and Dina. And they get Ether Channeler. Very good. That's mean. That's very mean. Well, we get the Emergent Zone out. Play Kirik. We Sign in Blood, paying 6 life in total. We get Greedy Free Booty. And I think it's fine if we pass here. We probably missed the 1 damage. Opponent is unlikely to block with the Ether Channeler, because then they wouldn't have any creature to sacrifice. Then again, they'll probably just play a different creature here, so doesn't matter that much. We have 2 open spells. We have the Not Dead After All, which we can play at any time. I will set the... Actually, I will put us in full control just in case. Arena is weird with Kirik, because it doesn't see the spells that can be castable from time to time. Zealot, sure. Opponents got protection from everything, so... I'm really worried here. We play the Swamp, don't want to be taking damage. And... yeah, I think we just Languish here. Not sure why I didn't tap the... oh, right, because we have a double land there. Sure. Okay, opponent sacrifices in response. They gain 1 life. And we get a treasure and a treasure. Create a treasure token. And we don't want another swamp, I don't think. Cool. And yeah, let's get the Jet Medallion out. And now we can pass. No attacks there, because opponent still has protection. Now we have a 5/5, we can spend 1 on Erebus's Intervention, and we have Not Dead After All. We also have the March, which we can pitch Soul Shatter to, or we can just cast Soul Shatter, so we are in a decent position here. Unless our opponent exiles Kirik, we should be able to get somewhere. They can cast Timon and Dina. Ah, they go for Vorinclex instead. Sure. Spell. That's pretty good. Let's make them sacrifice it. Alright, that's Vorinclex out. And what do we do? We can intervene. What is better? I guess intervention is better here. We will pay 1. target the plant, get +1/+1 on Kirik. Now the question is, do we play Necrodominance taking 4 damage going to 1 life? I think we do.
Yeah.
It puts a +1/+1 on Kirik. Now we can gain the life and we can pay 3 life to the Necrodominance. Very good spells. Unearth is great. Not that after all remains good. One ring will give us protection, and the Grey Merchant is just 6 damage to the dome, so feeling pretty good about that. The March. Should we just kill Simone and Dina here? It's not unthinkable, is it? Yeah, let's just kill Simone and Dina here. So we pay 4, we get rid of the Unearth, we target Simone and Dina. Opponent will draw 2 cards. I'm not sure why we pitched the Unearth. We had the mana. Yeah, let's play the Merchant. Get a +1/+1 counter on Kirik. And now we attack. Before damage, we put Not Dead After All on the stack. Getting another +1/+1 counter, and opponent dies to 10 damage. Nice, GG.